Hello everyone and welcome. This is finals of Smogon Tour 28, again between ABR and McMeghan. For those of you that do not know, this is the last black and white Smogon Tour ever. This is a chance that if this series has a black-white game, which could be game 2 or 3, depending on how the series goes and whose players pick, of course, it'll be the last black-white game ever played in Smogon Tour. If not, then it'll be a semifinal game that already occurred, of course. But I am getting this entire series recorded for the channel. It's a very important series in my eyes. ABR and McMeghan are undoubtedly two top players. McMeghan, perhaps one of the best players of all time, and ABR is crawling into that conversation with each dominant tournament performance. Both of these guys have had pretty impressive paths to get here, while McMeghan barely crawled into the playoffs. He defeated me in the first round. And on top of that, he also defeated King John W in the second round, and then Quay's last round. While some of his games have had a bit of turbulence throughout them, he's managed to pilot his way to victory in some less familiar metagames such as SM and Oras, as well as his best, perhaps one of his best years rather, on Black-White. He also has done quite well in ADV over the years, and recently in GSC. On the other hand, ABR was one of the conventional favorites coming into the tournament. Not saying McMeghan wasn't, but in these 3 tiers, perhaps one would think ABR is more of a household name than McMeghan, whereas McMeghan is more of a generally good player. Anyway, ABR has also done well. He was the 2 seed, and he took out Solwind last round, which is really one of the better wins he's had. In addition to this, he also defeated Lopany Kicks, and I can't quite remember who he beat. It was X-Ray. He beat X-Ray in the first round, Lopany Kicks in the second round, and he defeated Solwind last round. So it's been actually a pretty impressive run for ABR. He's actually done it pretty quietly. But anyway, let's look at the teams. McMeghan using a sand team with Excadrill, Garchomp, Tyranitar, Toxapex, Amoonguss, and Celesteela. It actually looks like a pretty good matchup for him, seeing as he's facing Blacephalon and he has Tyranitar plus Toxapex. With that said, if the Excadrill isn't Steelium, it actually isn't as huge a threat as it might seem. If it's Steelium Excadrill, however, though, it looks quite potent against the opposing team from ABR because it is able to kill the Gliscor at +2 if it gets the turn right. And Earthquake should threaten the remainder of the team, especially at +2. So yeah, definitely going to be a nuisance. And Tyranitar able to essentially null the effectiveness of the Blacephalon makes it kind of a 6-5 game to begin with. And just being paralyzed gives free turns potentially to Excadrill as well. Although if it's a Life Orb variant, that could be quite threatening, especially with Electric Dragon, so it's something to keep an eye out for. But it looks like it's probably the Stealth Rocker. Yeah, it's definitely Stealth Rock Clefable, actually. And Defog Gliscor, given the matchup. So yeah, actually, that's not good. I think ABR's matchup is really bad. I don't know how he's going to be able to break through, unfortunately. Yeah. This is rough. I think this is a very favorable matchup for McMeghan, the more I look into it. Okay, so the Sunspore Rocky Helmet reveals that it probably lacks Sleep Powder. It probably also has Giga Drain, Knockoff, and Hidden Power, Sludge Bomb kind of moves. Earthquake wouldn't be completely out of the equation, but with Tyranitar and Garchomp, I don't know if it's necessary. Celesteela is probably just going to be a specially defensive variant, which pairs well with the Rocky Helmet on the Tangrowth. Anyway, that Sunspore was really free for McMeghan, and that could be something that he's able to take advantage of, or at least the advantage of the Clefable, knowing that it's going to have to come in to avoid letting something else get crippled. So, for example, when the Tangrowth comes in on, say, the Gastrodon, or the Gliscor, or the Tapu Koko, McMeghan should know that the Clefable is likely going to be coming in from there, and he could potentially use that to get in his Toxapex for Free Regenerator in a longer game, or his Excadrill for offensive pressure in a pinch. So, moreover, if this isn't a Flamethrower Clefable, and we know it's not Life Orb, thinking about it more and more, because it has to be Stealth Rock, then this could really snowball into a winning kind of pivot sequence for McMeghan. Unfortunately for ABR, there's going to be a full process there from the Clefable, and looking at this matchup, it's really favorable for McMeghan. Anyway, sorry, just looking at things in perspective long term, the Excadrill functions as a bit of a win condition for McMeghan, as I mentioned, seeing as the Revenge Killer to it, Blacephalon, in all likelihood, is trapped by Tyranitar. And in addition to that, in Sandstorm, of course, that would mean that essentially the McMeghan way of revenge killing it would be like Bullet Punch from Scissor if it's weakened. We don't know if that's going to happen. Right off the bat, McMeghan goes for a Swords Dance aggressively as Gliscor is the play. What? What a horrible play from McMeghan. I mean, I'm at a loss. But, boy. So, McMeghan has this Excadrill that checks Tapu Koko. Um, it checks Tapu Koko, and with a Swords Dance, it pretty much threatens to sweep. Period. And he throws out this much of it early on in the game. Um, Instead of trying to get like a couple turns of chip, um, I just like so you could chip it with Leech Seed kind of sequences with Celesteela as you force a defog. You could chip it with like Scald from Pex, potentially a bunch of different moves on Garchomp. I feel like that was a really lazy starting sequence for McMeghan. I mean, maybe he predicted ABR to predict Z, but ABR doesn't really have a checker counter. So like in McMeghan's shoes, when you have longevity, you do like nothing on ABR's team directly threatens you. That's a really good play from McMeghan, the Earthquake. Don't get me wrong, but it just was so not worthwhile. Like, why would you risk that? McMeghan off to a poor start despite that. Just given the amount of health that he lost, all of a sudden, if the Tapu Koko is Hidden Power Ice, it's very threatening to the entirety of McMeghan's team. This should still be in Bullet Punch range. I don't understand why McMeghan did that. I feel like for a game of this quality, he took 2.5 minutes to game plan that. I think that he has to be thinking a bit better. His Garchomp, if it's not Rocky Helmet, is threatening to potentially the entirety of ABR's team, at least until he figures out the set. Tyranitar, if it's Mega, in addition, could also be threatening if he has the right set. And ABR doesn't know all these things, and regardless of what set it is, it invalidates Blacephalon entirely. I mean, what on ABR's team directly poses a threat to him? It's not Swords Dance Gliscor, but maybe he doesn't know that. Maybe he thinks it's Defog Coco, which, again, I don't think he should think, but okay. He goes for the safe Bullet Punch, which let's take Rocky Helmet damage. Okay, so it's down to 6%. If this is Hidden Power Fire, um, I guess that's really good for McMeghan. He's not going to risk it. It's going to be Hidden Power Fire. So yeah, that's a good play for McMeghan, but I don't understand why you'd ever risk that. I think here you just roost from ABR. Giga Drain shouldn't do much over half, and you have Poison Heal, Toxic Orb. So yeah, he's go for the roost as the Garchomp comes in here. Interestingly enough, given that the Extral's left over, so it's almost definitely going to be a Z user on this team, which is why, by the way, I assume Mega Tyranitar. Anyway, he's going to go for Swords Dance here, and ABR is just going to go for Earthquake, getting some chip off. Okay, this Gliscor is quite valuable, so I could certainly see the ABR play being to switch into Clefable here, or even to Gastrodon. With that said, I think that McMeghan might actually go for Stealth Rocks here, so I wouldn't be shocked entirely if ABR were to stay in and click Earthquake, especially considering he should be EV to live Z-Rocket +2. Instead, he's going to go Tapu Koko, which actually works out really well considering it's a substitute variant of Garchomp. Meaning that it's, yeah, okay, so it's Stealth Rock, Mega Tyranitar, for sure. And if this is HP Ice, it should be able to break. And then perhaps Blacephalon could Revenge Kill. We'll wait and see. If this is Shuka Berry at +2, now this should die. Regardless. The substitute was a good play from McMeghan, I suppose, because it didn't ease prediction. And even if Gliscor Earthquake, you just lost like one turn, you still lived another Earthquake, given you see it's at 44, so you'd have to take another crit Earthquake to die. But yeah, I'm really kind of set back by McMeghan staying in with Excadrill there. I feel like he wasted a lot of opportunities there in turn for basically the net damage was chipping Scizor, when Scizor is walled by Celesteela and by Toxapex. In addition to that, he has to have a fire move somewhere, which he revealed on the Tangrowth. And Swords Dance U-turn isn't that common anymore, so it doesn't even threaten the Tangrowth too much. So yeah, McMeghan took a huge threat and basically did nothing. He's going to go for the U-turn, interestingly enough. He's going to go Gliscor on an Earthquake. Okay. So if he's doing that, then I'm fairly confident that ABR is EV to live +2 Z-Rock 100% of the time. The main issue is if it's the outrage, because this is the only earthquake immunity. Um, Perhaps this is a U-turn Gliscor, and it's able to live the +2 Z-Rock, again, assuming it is Z-Rock, which I think would make a lot of sense with Excadrill to try and get Celesteela. He went Tapu Koko, so I don't agree with that at all. Oh, Jeff. Why did that work? Holy shit. Okay, so apparently with Z Dragon, which I think is a team building oversight from McMeghan. Um, like, you have two Pokemon hard walled by Celesteela that are your main offensive presences. I don't like that at all. But anyway, that worked out fantastically for ABR. I think maybe he didn't value the Koko too much in this matchup. Perhaps it isn't HP Ice, given how he's playing this. Anyway, let's wait and see. Another U-turn should break this up, but I don't know if he's going to go for that. Again, I don't know his full set, so yeah. If McMeghan outrage locks, then he can potentially be threatening to Gliscor. He Earthquakes, though. I think McMeghan might sub here. I think ABR should stay in and just Earthquake. Or Roost. So he Earthquakes there, and he's at 30%. Now you just go Tapu Koko for sure. Yup, and now you get a U-turn that pretty much claims a kill. Unless you want an HPX Tangrowth if you happen to have it. He's going to go for the U-turn now. And now he's going to be able to heal up the Gliscor. So McMeghan has played his way out of a really favorable matchup by essentially wasting his two ground types. I think this was really poorly done by McMeghan. I think this was rushed. That does 59, so a crit could potentially be a nuisance to ABR. But barring that, he should be able to heal up progressively, assuming that's average damage, not a low damage roll. We're going to see that do 54, so I'm inclined to believe that might be average to higher end. And ABR could get one more roost up, but he's actually not going to get greedy. He's going to go to Clefable and perhaps try and get Stealth Rock up. It's worth noting that Excadrill is in Moonblast range, given that it's offensive. Or at least it's fast. I highly doubt it's not offensive, given that Iron Head damage relative to the outrage damage. I think they're both max attack. Garchomp and Excadrill, that is. But yeah, looking at this matchup, I feel like Excadrill could have really broken the things open for McMeghan with a little chip on that Gliscor. Even from, say he sets up the Garchomp first and he gets that chip, then like look at Excadrill at +2 against this team. +2 Iron Head, kills Gliscor. Blaze Cephalon, again, trapped or outsped in sand. Scizor, okay, it would have been at full otherwise, but he could have been out of bullet punch range. So unless it was Superpower Scizor, which on this team with Gliscor, I don't think is too likely because he doesn't really need to train with Gliscor and Gastrodon. Gastrodon at +2 should die. They're almost all specially defensive this year for Ash Greninja. Koko obviously dies. Clefable obviously dies. So yeah, if he got that Garchomp set up first before the Excadrill, then Excadrill could have easily posed as a win condition. It would have been a really simple game for McMeghan, barring ridiculous outplaying or like some sort of hacks like this being Flamethrower, Clefable from ABR and getting like a burn. So I think McMeghan rushed his game a lot, and I think that totally threw him off here. And I think that ABR is favored now. I really think this was poorly done by McMeghan, and I think that kind of shows what unfortunately was one of his shortcomings in this specific format, in that his SM abilities simply are not that great. McMeghan's managed to get by in SM due to either just bringing the right teams at the right times, like he has a couple times, or against me he got really lucky. Again, I'm not trying to use that as an excuse. He did outplay me in the SM game too, so he's capable of making good plays like that. For example, he got the drill in at the right time to get leftovers and threaten his Clefable. But I think that his fundamentals, he's trying to understand what wins at the right time, aren't there. And oh wow, so it is going to be Flamethrower Clefable in fact, and that's going to kill the Excadrill there, putting ABR in a 6-5 position, and suddenly the biggest threat to his team is gone. I'm getting a PM, so I'm going to pause here for 1 second. So it's going to reveal itself to be Megatar with Dragon Dance, which means Excadrill was the Stealth Rock setter on this team. Wait, no, Excadrill revealed all 4 moves. Garchomp revealed all 4 moves. It's Dragon Dance plus Stealth Rock, I guess. But this following Moonblast should put it in Bullet Punch range. So, okay, I guess. Dragon Dance plus Stealth Rock is sort of nonsense. You really want Pursuit for the match. Wait, what? What did ABR just do? Does he live Crunch? Huh? really confused. I'm assuming this lives, but why risk a critical hit? I don't understand risking a critical hit at all. He could have just as easily fired off the Blacephalon, which still is fairly useless against the Toxapex in all likelihood. Or you could have let the Clefable go. He didn't really need Stealth Rock to win this matchup from here. He had the longevity. Letting Scissor go, I don't think made a lot of sense in risking the crit here. However, perhaps he calced it out. Ice Punch, clear Smog, okay. I think that's actually not a bad idea, considering the fact that now he can recover this off. And again, it has to have Stealth Rock. So yeah, he's going to just recover up here. And perhaps he clear Smogs again, knowing full well that at +1, this crit. Oh, it's scalded. Okay. So what I'm getting at here is that he did not have Earthquake on this, so he wanted to wait for Sand Turns to end. So yeah, that was a smart. That sequence was played optimally by ABR. Given that it didn't have like crunch. Well, even if it did have crunch, it was played optimally, assuming he lived that. I don't agree with firing off Sizzler still, though. I feel like that having said, I feel like if anything, he should have fired off the Gastrodon. In fact, yeah. But anyway, that is fine as the Clefable is still at near full health. The Celesteela could get annoying. However, if that's I don't think it's Scarf plus Cephalon in this here. I don't think you need a Scarfer with BP plus Tapu Koko. So nice play there by McMeghan. Going for the Swords Dance. Hard Clefable on an Earthquake. Oh shit. Okay, well done by McMeghan. The score Earthquake. Okay, I think you just keep going to Clefable here now. Yeah. And now McMeghan just goes for the no fucks Earthquake. That was well done. But now, if this is Specs, I think it's going to be Specs. Yeah, this is 47. So now the game's pretty much over. McMeghan really didn't handle this matchup well. One drop in this game ends, pretty much. And even then, if it's Ice Coco, I think that does really well here, too. He's going to go for it again, 46. No drop, which is good for McMeghan. I feel as if the Garchomp into Drill Plan, especially with the Tar in the back, could have gone a long way. Even if I was just there to set up rocks. Anyway, that's a nice leftovers game there. ABR is playing this really methodically, which is kind of in line with his style. I keep getting these PMs. I'm going to pause after the game, probably. He's actually going to go for a U-turn here to Coco. I'm not too fond of that, but he's just going to go for Haze, which doesn't make much sense at all, considering that he definitely is not going to be a Swords Dance Gliscor in this team. Again, if it's not Defog, then look at like Toxic Spike's matchup. It gets this. So it hits 3 things, and your Defogger loses to it all the time. He's going to go for a Z here, which is Gigavolt Havoc. That's going to actually do 79% to this, and now it's in T-Bolt or HP Ice range. So I would just go for a T-Bolt here, and if McMeghan, I'd go Chomp here. It's just the same play, but if he's HP Ice, that's fine too. Anyway, that's a really big chip there from ABR. I feel like ABR's played this game nearly perfectly, and McMeghan, again, I really can't get over that extra sequence. And then Chomp, I mean, I think he rushed that too. I just think McMeghan had a lot of longevity built into his team naturally between Celesteela, Drill being leftovers to kind of let it at least switch in twice to Clefable, even if it's Flamethrower, and then the regenerated core of Toxapex and Tangrowth, but he didn't really make use of that, and instead just went for his win conditions early and often. And given that ABR had his full team intact instead of any chip, tear, etc., he was able to really make that work. So, okay. Hidden Power Ice there, which was fine play predicting the Garchomp from the ABR side, going to the Toxapex. Then a follow-up Thunderbolt, doing 76%, revealing that, yeah, again, it is probably especially defensive Toxapex and a choice specs Blizzavlon. I think for ABR here, you just go for a U-turn into Gliscor if he stays in. Again, that's fine. If he's going to recover up with the Regenerator anyway. But U-turn also covers him going to anything else pretty much. It kills Garchomp, and it might not kill Tangrowth, but that gives you a free Shadow Ball. I feel like it's just foolproof going for U-turn here. ABR is at 30 seconds. The ABR is at 90 seconds, but McMeghan's at 30 seconds, so we should be seeing a turn soon. McMeghan's not down to 20, but it looks like ABR has clicked. He's gonna go Celesteela, and instead ABR is gonna go for the Thunderbolt, which is fine. He's gonna get the full paralysis as well. Now I would really expect to see a switch out. Um, I don't think the Blacephalon. No, I think risking that would be not worthwhile. Um, yeah, I can't get over the fact that I think McMeghan had a pretty auto palatable matchup, and unfortunately he tossed it out. And yeah, so he's gonna get that U-turn off there, but Toxapex comes in very wisely from McMeghan. I feel like his later game play has been a lot more improved from his early game, but the early game rush basically compromised his pretty foolproof win condition. And that's just such a big setback against a player like ABR, where if he has the tools, which he essentially was handed from McMeghan himself, then he's not going to be able to lose the game, and he's really trying his best. And I think ABR showed that here and here, that he's going to be one to take advantage of mistakes from the opposing side. Scald there from ABR, interestingly enough, instead of recover. I don't know if I agree with that, but throwing out a Scald at this point is never bad. Um, Especially seeing as you can always recover up against Celesteela, barring a crit heavy slam, I guess, and Toxic if you're willing to take a Toxic, of course. We're going to see a U-turn here, and now finally that's going to open up the Blacephalon to come back on in. Shadow Ball definitely kills. However, Pex is back to full, so we're playing Drop Roulette once more. He's going to do 50 and drop, so that should be a good game. ABR is going to go up 1-0 in this series. Scald from Toxic should do over half to the Blacephalon because it's so frail and super effective. Garchomp, ABR is not going to risk anything because it already revealed that it's Z-Dragon. I don't know why I meant that first. Whatever. This is going to live that, but hey, the game's over now because, yeah, it just both die. McMeghan had the matchup. Actually, pretty cool team choice by him. However, he really put himself behind in the early game, and ABR played a consistent game overall, making some really nice plays, such as that Coco play. Calling the Z-Dragon, which I didn't actually personally expect. So, again, very high-level stuff. And on top of that, he, besides perhaps the Scissor Sack, which I think actually makes a lot more sense to me now, given that it had to be Stealth Rock Dragon Dance, so like the full coverage on Tyranitar was compromised, and also he had Clear Smog, so I think that was fine. Because we saw how well Coco did in the late game and how well Blacephalon did in the late game, so firing either of those not great. But yeah, I think that ABR played a really fantastic game, all things considered, and he came out on top because of that. So I'm going to pause until next game, and I'll be back in a minute, hopefully. Hey, I'm back. Okay, so TLDR is that I went to pee because Luigi said I had time, because he said like he knew how much time there would be. Because like people were like talking about like some Johnning between games, and instead I came back and the game had already started. Well, it didn't start, thankfully, it's just team preview, but both players are using Breloom Rain teams with, it's pretty much, oh wait, McMeghan has no spinner? What? That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Wait, so if McMeghan faces Ferrothorn, he just plays versus multiple layers of spikes. And against Tentacle, if that's toxic, I just, it's both, what? This is ridiculous. McMeghan is using Rain without a spinner that has Jirachi and Politoed and Latios, which let Ferrothorn spike. And also 4 things weak to spike. Right off the bat, ABR's team is clearly better than McMeghan's team. I don't know how he brought this. But anyway, they're 2 Pokemon different on the otherwise similarly structured. It's Landorus plus Keldeo versus Tentacruel plus Rotom. Interestingly enough, looking at the U-turn damage right off the bat, it's definitely going to be probably a choice Rotom from ABR, probably Scarf, looking at the team structure. So that could be interesting. Unfortunately for ABR, that's a really good start for McMeghan, though, because he's going to get the Poison Heal off with the Breloom right off the bat. And if it's Spore, then he gets free sleep. And looking at ABR's team, it's probably Protect, Poison Heal, Breloom on his own. He goes Latios, okay. I guess it's not, I don't know anymore. McMeghan's beyond comprehension at this point. He's going to go for Volt Switch, knowing that it's Scarf, and okay, McMeghan is slower Scarf, so McMeghan is just, yeah, McMeghan is defying all normal black-white gameplay conventions and team-building logic, and ABR just made a really sloppy early game sequence, which I don't understand whatsoever. You just lead Breloom in this matchup of your own, and it's pretty consequence-free, but okay. So ABR stumbled out of the gates and McMeghan is now up significantly in this matchup. However, ABR is not going to get any fucking breathing room because McMeghan's going to double the players. Oh, God. I mean, he goes Breloom on the Earthquake and it's going to be 38. So ABR finally gets just the slightest bit of breathing room. I'd imagine he'll go for. He probably, again, he doesn't have Spore. I'm positive it's Protect, given ABR being ABR. So I'm pretty sure he'll just go for an attack here, trying to get some damage off. I think Drain Punch would be my play. Wait, it's not Scarf. Wait, what? So he led with a non-Scarf land. So it's Rocks. It's Rocks, Lando, and Calm Mind Jirachi. That's even worse, though, because then, like, you give up Spike so easily. Wow. I am not. Wait, and he's not even Rocks because he didn't go for Rocks there when he could have. Yeah, I don't know. What is McMeghan doing, set wise or team wise? It really doesn't add up in my eyes. But this Landorus is quite threatening, and it comes in repeatedly on Breloom and on Jirachi, so that's cool. With Rain Up, however, Tentacruel and Rotom become marginally more annoying. With that said, though, Breloom's going to come in for. Wait, it's offensive. Okay. So that's another threat for McMeghan. But I don't understand if this is offensive. Like, defensive Rotom Wash is a ridiculous nuisance for you. This is Scarf, so again, that's a moot point. And on top of that, you're even more vulnerable to Spike because you don't have the passive recovery from Poison Heal. Sure, you punish Ferrothorn a bit more, but I just think McMeghan's team is like really bad. Like, also, is it leftovers on the Landorus? At least if it's leftovers, I guess it's okay against opposing Excadrill and Sand. But switching into that when you have a Jirachi is such a nuisance as is. Like, I don't know. I just think McMeghan is using a very, very inconsistent team of six here. Whereas ABR is actually perhaps compromises the offensive consistency of McMeghan's team, but in return for that is a similar variant of the same team structure that has the necessary defensive pieces to kind of cover the vast majority of the metagame. I'm not going to say entirety of the metagame because I think doing that might be a bit of a stretch. It's really impossible to not have any weaknesses in any Smog Tour tier, let alone even like DVP, I'd say. But I will say that I think that McMeghan's team is a bit off the rails. Yeah, like yes, six standard Pokemon, but I feel as if it he's okay. ABR is just tossing shit away now. I mean, you just fodder off the Politoed at this point. Okay, he decided that Rotom W is less important, which I really disagree with. Actually, no, I don't because it was so weak. I never mind. It was weak. I forgot it was weak. Yeah, no, that's fine actually. This can't be Sash, surely. It's definitely going to be Fighting Gem because it was Life Orb. Because Sash without a spinner when you didn't even lead with it would be so sketchy. So McMeghan's almost undoubtedly going to his Jirachi here, which did reveal leftovers in U-turn. So I think that ABR's plays either just Draco that for damage, or to try and go to his own setup rocks, because they'll stay out for good at least. Yeah, actually keeping the okay, he goes for Draco to get chipped. That's fine. Keeping the Politoed alive was really smart from ABR because while the Breloom takes advantage of it, it's also true that the Politoed can check the Landorus at least. So we're going to see the U-turn from Jirachi there again into the Landorus. Earthquake plus U-turn, again, can be threatening. He goes Latios on the U-turn. I don't like that play from ABR. Now, a number of things are nuisances. Yeah, ABR is kind of getting walked all over here. Finally going to get the rocks up. Tentacle is supply. He goes for substitute on the U-turn. But if this is Scarf Encore Politoed, I'm going to laugh. He goes for Protect. If this is Scarf Encore Politoed, I'm just going to be done. I think it's not Scarf, though. Well, we'll find out, I guess. So he switched. So wait, on a team with Keldeo, Latios, Landris, he scarfed Polytoad, which is even worse against all sorts of things. Like, for example, now Giga Drain Volcarona unironically sweeps him with just minimal chip. On top of that, he gets beaten by, like, say, Dragon Dance Dragonite plus Sunny. Actually, it's U-turn Rachi. Okay, so, but still, Drag Mag matchup becomes infinitely worse because unless it's double Scarf, could it be double Scarf? You know what? The jury's still out on that. We don't know Latios or Keldeo sets. If both are specs, then McMeghan went all in on ABR using Fat Balance, and I just think that's really a bad way to play the metagame. I go for Surf. I went for Draco, but it did 35. Okay. So ABR is making minimal progress, albeit it is minimal still, but it's progress. But McMeghan still has an upper hand by a long shot in my eyes. And if that's indeed Scarf Polytoad, meaning there's no other choice scarf user on his, and there's no other choice scarf user on the team that specs, Keldeo just wallops ABR now. Yeah, Earthquake is free here, and it should 2 Yo, given how offensive it was, given the Breloom damage. So, yeah, Polytoad's going to go down. Wait, what does he even go to here? He goes Tentacruel? Okay. Wait, why wouldn't McMeghan risk that? What? Man, McMeghan just... This is like the most I don't give a fuck Smog Tour finals of all time. Like, you can't seriously be talking. I mean, I guess that's fine, because if this is Swords Dance, then it should win. But if it's Swords Dance, it's probably not Spore. And if this is a burn here, no burn. 1, 2. Only hit 2 times. Oh, shit. So all of a sudden, I would not be protecting there. Okay, that works. I would have... I feel like that's risking him seeing right through that. But anyway, if you're APR here, I think you spin. Nah, I don't know. It's like it's so risky. I think ABR is really far behind still. I mean, the thing with Scald here is if you burn, you kill, so you can't even spin after. And then Latios is still dead, so then Keldeo just cleans you up eventually with whatever move it may be. Considering that bullet seed with like 3 hits still does like around 40 to you. I guess with burn, I mean it is. I guess ABR's play could be spin here, then protect once, then hope he lives like if it's 2 hits, and if that gets through, even then, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think you gotta just go for the Scald burn here. You get Scald off, burn, of course, and then 1 hit, 2 hit, and it stops. I mean, that's just yeah. That's just yeah. I think that's the best way to put it. At this point in the game, I'd argue that going Jirachi is the play. However, it will make it clear that the Jirachi doesn't actually have another chance to switch in. So the Tentacle has to get up healthy. Sub Tentacle can win this game now. Is this a U-turn here? Body slam. Oh my god! And it parried. Wow. I mean, ABR is just chipping his way to Smogon Tour victory here now. He's now gonna be able to live a Draco Meteor from this health. Not after Roxa, so he probably has to get another flinch in, which of course he's going to do. Okay. At this point, I think he's committed to it. He's gonna get that one. Yup. This is really disappointing last Black White game of Smog Tour, honestly. He's gonna go for the U-turn here and fodder off the Latios, which I think is him conceding that he doesn't need it anymore to win the game. And again, he really does not. But I don't think going Jirachi is what I would do in return. I think I would have went to unless he wants to go for another. He went for Body Slam, but like Yeah, now this opens up that Jirachi to let in Latios. Mm, no, opposing Jirachi's faster with leftovers. Okay, I don't think it was a misplay. I personally would have went Tentacruel because protect stuff, but wait, what? No, 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 no. Healing Wish. Oh shit, it's Healing Wish. Oh shit, it's Healing Wish. I think that's fine. Actually, I do think that's no. I think if it's Bex, then the game's over. What's the surf damage that was done? When did it surf? Fuck, sorry, my bad. Well, I guess we'll see. All right, that's Scarf Keldeo. A double protect would suck for McMeghan here. Um, why didn't he go for two? Wait, no, 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 no. That's the smart play. Yeah, see, that is the smart play. No, it isn't. No, you gain nothing in staying in there. There's no way. You, why are we scalding? What? Why not get the sub protection shenanigans up? What? Whoa, 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 whoa! What is ABR doing? I'm so confused. I think this was blatantly mishandled by ABR. I don't understand why he didn't just go for this. I feel like ABR tossed this. And continuous no burns, but why did ABR tunnel vision into this game plan? I don't think I understand. Latios is quite healthy. Um, is this gonna burn? No burn here. Yeah, okay. But another protect puts it in where it's mid range. ABR through this. It's gonna live and it's gonna kill. Okay, but what if he just didn't rush that? I feel like he could have done better. Maybe he had to risk a double protect. I'd have to go back. I don't think that was the optimal way to play that though. Draco there. Um, okay, so Draco here. So the game's going. It's gonna go Drachi here, right? Draco there. We've seen all four moves. Maybe he U-turns here. I think he U-turn here. Yeah, he U-turns. Does he U-turn? He body slams. Hmm. Okay. This is a 27. But I guess he didn't want to risk the Scald burn, but he wouldn't have had to do that. Maybe he would have been mind games with the. I think ABR really rushed this when he had a genuinely decent chance. And I think he still does, though, but I think it could have been optimized better. Hmm. All right. So now Tentacle comes in. Don't you just go Latios here? Because he can't sub. Yeah. I mean, wait, what? He scalded Encore. Why not protect and then. Whatever. This was a really lame last black white game ever. Wow. Okay. I just that was. Yeah, I'm gonna pause for the next game. I don't really want to comment much more. Hey guys, so we're back with game three. Sorry for the lame black white. I kind of found out Soya King was trying to dox me in the middle of the end game for black white in another tab. That I had on my phone. And then after the game, I reported that, and that's just not great. But also, I really think ABR did mishandle that. I think he should have protected again with Breloom to increase his odds. On top of that, I also firmly believe that he could have played Tentacle differently, i.e., not prioritizing like Scald Burns, and then maybe gotten into a position where he could have sub plus protected. But I would have had to look back a bit more to see if he could have gotten a sub up safely at any point. I think he might have needed a double protect, but he was not killing it with Scald anyway, so he would have had multiple chances to double protect, like cycle over. I guess at that point, um, he's scared of Polytoad coming in and then encoring him into Scald. But I think at that point it'd be very possible to maybe break through or at least get Tentacle up to much healthier status. But anyway, that game's over with, and we're on to this game now. So this is game 3 of Smogon Tour Finals, McMeghan versus ABR. As you guys know from this video, McMeghan using a very interesting team. It's got some conventional picks, some favorites of the metagame right now, such as Azumarill and Clefable. Azumarill making a big splash recently as a belly drum variant, but then it's got some really unconventional picks like Mew, Victini, and Charizard, which is the first 3 Pokemon we see, which is really interesting. On the other side, ABR with a bit more of a standardized ABR type of team. It's got Tyranitar Latias, which is presumably the Mega Evolution. Gastrodon, which is his second Gastrodon of the series, in fact. Skarmory, Clefable, which is pretty much an ABR staple in this metagame, I'd say, and Reuniclus on top of that. Looking at the matchup, I'd say that if Victini could get trapped by the Tyranitar, which again is a big if, then there's a decent chance for Reuniclus to do work on the ABR side if it's Zard Y, because you get a Calm Mind up against Clefable or Mew. However, the Mew set and the Clefable set can also potentially pose as threats if there's something different than I'd expect them to be. But Mew and Clefable, one of them has to be Stealth Rock, I believe. On top of that, the Azumarill from McMeghan looks really annoying to ABR if it gets a Belly Drum off. However, if it's not Belly Drum, it could be handled hopefully by the combination of the Skarmory and Gastrodon. On top of that, it could be a Thunderbolt Mega Latias to revenge kill a Belly Drum variant, or even Psychic if it takes a decent amount of chip between Sand Damage, Belly Drum, and the potential from attack from Reuniclus, attack from Skarmory, Clefable, etc. We're going to see a Skarmory lead against a Mew, and Taunt turn 1 is going to thwart the attempts of ABR going for Spike, because that's likely going to mean that McMeghan's running a bit of a stall breaker set. Taunt, Will-O-Wisp, and attack and Soft Boiled seem very likely. He's actually going to go for a Thunder Wave instead, maybe meaning that this is more of a hyper-offensive team. Okay. So it's going to be a Suicide lead Stealth Rock setter for McMeghan. He's going to go for a Stealth Rock there, and Taunt is going to wear off. He's probably going to go for another Taunt here. He could go for a Thunder Wave predicting the switch, however. He's just going to go for the Taunt, and Roost is going to be the play from the Skarmory. Endeavor. Ooh. It's going to leave him in Brave Bird range. Oh, Rocky Helmet. So now ABR is really weakened here. Yeah. Fucking another P. I hope it's not another doc. Give me a sec. Yeah, okay. Sogeking keeps fucking oh my god, I'm sorry. Alright, so Sogeking is like threatening to dox me to my Facebook friends, which is not particularly fun, but I really want to get this serious, so like I just like look, just stop being an asshole for 5 minutes and I'll talk to him after. Because he just wants to fucking talk to me about shit, which is whatever. That guy's weird, I tell you what. But anyway. He's going to be endeavoring again here. Brave Bird. So yeah, essentially McMeghan's off to the lead because he got off Stealth Rock in return for what is basically a dead Skarmory. I mean, it should die to anything besides maybe a Mono attacking Clefable. And I'd say it's fairly likely that he just fodders it off here against the Charizard, which could be X or Y. And finding that out could go a long way. I'm thinking Y would make a lot of sense with Victini to set up Sun for it. But X would probably be a bit more of a consistent pick, seeing as there's no pursuit support on this team for Y. I think that for ABR, Y would be far more preferable. However, I think that X is the... Yeah, and it's going to be X. And he's going to go for a Dragon Dance. Oh, boy. So this is quite problematic for ABR, I'd say. I think that right off the bat, you gotta just go for Earthquake if you have it. Otherwise, Clear Smog. He's gonna go for Dragon Claw. It's only gonna do 55, in fact, and it is Clear Smog. So actually, that's quite good for ABR side. Okay, so yeah, so given that it's Clear Smog, I think that he just lives this and he's gonna recover off. All right, so looking in the long term, I feel like ABR actually has a path to victory here. It just depends a lot on the Superior set and how quickly he can set up his Reuniclus. Superior's gonna come in here. Okay, here we go. So see, with Skarmory being so weakened, he pretty much has to rely solely upon the Latias to check this. If Latias takes a glare, then Azumarill with Belly Drum can be really problematic. However, if it's Scarf Tyranitar, it should outrun it. He goes Clefable. Leaf Storm, 29. So a follow-up Leaf Storm would not take it out. However, if this were to sub on a Thunder Wave, there we go. And yeah, that's really bad for ABR. I think McMeghan is probably going to be your Smogon Tour 28 champion. I think that this was a pretty poor series, all things considered. Unfortunately, it really underwhelmed me. I hate to be that guy too, because like it's so easy from the outside, especially someone like me who myself I was involved with in a series. A lot of people found underwhelming that was finals of Smog Tour against Zamog. Anyway, I think that game one, McMeghan could have easily emerged victorious had he played in a bit more of a methodical, long-term fashion instead of anything else. And alternatively speaking, I think that game two, had ABR played differently in the early game, then in the late game of Black White, then I think he probably had a favorable chance of winning that. So, moreover, going on to game three, I feel like this one was one where matchup played a heavy role in McMeghan's winning. It should have also been that way game one, but he didn't take advantage of it. In this game, he's taking advantage of it more, but again. Now, Azumarill should win, barring unfortunate things happening. On top of that, Zardex is quite annoying now as well. Gastrodon can come in here and check it, but Gastrodon invites in Superior on a recover. Superior comes in, and then Latias is forced back in, and a paralysis or two means that it's lights out. Counter is going to be the play, however, from ABR, and all of a sudden, that threat is neutralized. However, there is a freaking Azumarill still lurking in the back. Can ABR manage to fight his way through the yellow magic of Superior and the Azumarill and do what I believe is heavily improbable? I guess we'll find out. So the Leaf Storm there is going to bounce off for a mere 15%. I imagine that Latias would be just Ice Beaming here. However, I think that Recover is also a fine option. It's worth noting that that's now the fourth Leaf Storm usage from McMeghan, and he's going to recover, no full process. I think if you're ABR here, you have to stay in and recover. Foddering Skarmory is fine too, but you cannot try and like T-Wave this or go Gastrodon. Final Gambit. Oh no. Oh shit. Okay, so Final Gambit there means a couple things. Does it? Was that worth it for McMeghan? Was that premature? Wow, this is so hype. I mean, we're seeing Final Gambit Victini, whereas, and he goes Tyranitar. Okay, so this is probably a Scarftar. I think you fire off the Skarmory here, and then you go hard something. This is not easy. This is hard. I guess that's... I think the Clefable probably loses to Nicholas because it'd be Psyshock. So maybe you'd go for the sweep. But what if McMeghan tries and thwarts the sweep with his Clefable going for it first with like Ice Beams and shit? Alternatively speaking, what if the Azumarill comes in on the Rio Nicholas? Like, what if he goes hard Azumarill here? He goes Gastrodon as a mid-ground. Copycat final... What? Holy shit. He copycats the final... He kills the Gastrodon. Holy shit. If I was not in my fucking house, I'd be screaming right now. This is the most ridiculous endgame of all time. Okay, so McMeghan just copycatted the final game, but he killed the Gastrodon, not the Rio Nicholas, not the Tyranitar. He killed the Gastrodon. So therefore, the Scarf Tyranitar outrunning both these Pokemon is still there. However, the Azumarill should be able to get a Belly Drum off against the Scarf Tyranitar, barring a critical hit Stone Edge. With that said, critical hit Stone Edge is possible. On top of that, going hard Skarmory And it being Whirlwind last is a lot less possible because he doesn't have another defogger, I don't think. So yeah, actually, I think wow, copycat into Gambit. What in the world is this game? He goes to Azumarill on the Ryu Nicholas. Maybe it's a Thunder Ryu Nicholas. If this is a Thunder Ryu Nicholas, perhaps that can do the trick. He goes for the Belly Drum. He's gonna get the berry. But wait, ABR does Grass Knot, and it's gonna do sand damage. Okay, wait, Grass Knot did so much, but isn't it Rocky Helmet on Skarmory? Is Rocky Helmet plus sand damage going to be enough? Doesn't ABR win this game? Think about it. We're gonna see Rocky Helmet plus 2 turns of sand. So then it's gonna be any one Pokemon of ABR's choosing, Tyranitar or Ryu Nicholas, that is, against a Superior, which is down to 39%. If that Grass Knot did 47% to a weakened, yeah, I think that ABR wins Smogon Tour 28 after one of the most hectic endgames. He goes back to Superior on the Skarmory. Hold up. Is it Scarftar? And if it is, I think that ABR wins no matter what. He's going to go for the full paralysis here. And he's going to get it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh shit. If this is Hidden Power Fire, or if this is a max physical defense Skarmory and he gets maybe a roll with Leaf Storm, could this be enough to win the game? He's going to miss the Leaf Storm though. On another full paralysis. Holy shit. And now he's getting leftovers recovery as well. Finally, he's not going to take it out. But wait, are we going to see another full... Oh no. Oh no. 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 And now he gets another Leaf Storm. Oh no. No. This is... But he's got one Leaf Storm. Wait. He's only has one Leaf Storm left though. So he goes Tyranitar to force the sand. But wait, no, but it's Glare. Are you going to try and... Maybe it lives plus... How much does plus 6 hidden power do to a Ryu Nick? Holy shit, this is taking all sorts of everything. This is the most ridiculous endgame. This is going to go down in history, I'm telling you what. I mean, what if it's not hidden power last? What if this is the only move? There's no way it's Giga Drain. But what, I mean, you always Leaf Storm here if you're McMeghan. Actually, no, you Glare here. You Glare here. Wait, what do you, I don't know how much plus. He's going to crunch, he's going to be Scarf. He's going to go for Leaf Storm, and it's going to take it out. So now you're plus 6. You died to Ryu Nicholas' Psy Shock, undoubtedly. However, will Hidden Power put it in Azumarill range? And if it does, will Hidden Power versus +1 be able to KO the Ryu Nicholas? Which play is optimal from ABR? ABR's timer is very high, so he's going to have the chance to optimize Zodster and calc it out. But it's going to come down to this. McMeghan's timer is down. ABR perhaps already calced it out. I don't see his timer going down. Now his timer is, okay, here we go. This is the most dramatic ending. A critical hit Hidden Power would surely do the trick for McMeghan, but otherwise I don't know the rolls, and I don't want to calc it out in live play right here. Just going to wait what happens. The suspense is killing me. If it's Leech Seed or not Hidden Power, then I think that ABR just emerges victorious no matter what. What a game. What a absolutely fantastic ending to an otherwise admittedly underwhelming series. He's gonna go for Glare there. And this game is so hype. So now what McMeghan is gonna need to win is to get running full paralysis with the Azumarill against the Ryu Nicholas, essentially. Sand is gonna run out, so he's not gonna ever die to sand, of course. It's Leech Seed last. Interestingly enough. Leech Seed last. Wow, I mean, this is a pretty awful set, if you're asking me to be quite honest. I mean, imagine just running into a Ferrothorn. Like, okay, I get it, you've got these 2 fire types, but like, wow. This is something special, right? But, I mean, anyway, I think if you're ABR, at +2, you 100% just kill both of these. So you can just... McMeghan's timer is at 5. He's got to click. He's going to Leech Seed. Psyshock's going to take it out. Okay, here comes the sequence that we've all been waiting for to decide Smogon Tour 28. Will ABR get fully paralyzed twice? Knockoff is going to do 58. ABR is going to win. ABR is going to hit. It's going to be... ABR is going to win Smogon Tour 28. What a series. I mean, there were mistakes in the first two games, undoubtedly, but both these guys played their hearts out, and it was just quite the ending. I've never seen such a dramatic finish to a series, and these two players are so deserving of that. I really cannot say thank you enough to both of them for playing over the years, and I'm glad that this was the last tournament Black White was in, even if the Black White game, in my eyes, was underwhelming. Congratulations, first off, to McMeghan, of course, for making it this far, but also to ABR for winning and demonstrating unparalleled levels of consistency over the years. No doubt. And while his teams were a bit more standardized and less unorthodox than McMeghan, which truly is a treat from McMeghan's side, he definitely shows great competency over all three tiers, specifically SM and Oras in my eyes. So him winning specifically in these three games in this order was about as good as it could play out. Unfortunately, the games 1 and 2 probably had a bit of compromised quality, but again, I think this was great. What an ending, dramatic, fitting. Cannot wait to upload this. Thank you guys so much for listening. And if you listen up to this point, do know that more content will be coming in the near future. And this is Finch. Congratulations, ABR, for winning. Congratulations, McMeghan, for making it this far. Bye.